Well, folks, during a House hearing this week, Judiciary Chairman, Republican Congressman Jim Jordan was made to look even dumber than he already is. And this absolute humiliation came at the hands of Assistant Attorney General Kristen Clarke. Now, Ms. Clarke was in front of the House of Representatives, this little committee, to talk about, according to why she was summoned there, a lawsuit that the federal government has filed against SpaceX, the space exploration company founded by Elon Musk, because, according to the lawsuit, SpaceX is refusing to hire refugees, which would be a violation, of the anti-discriminatory laws we have here in the United States. They're a company that receives federal contracts, so as such, you have to comply, and the lawsuit says you're not complying and you're discriminating against certain groups of individuals. So Jim Jordan took his time to question Ms. Clarke because Jim Jordan has a theory. He thinks that this investigation into possibly discriminatory tactics at SpaceX only happened because Elon Musk bought Twitter. Here's how that exchange went down. Did Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter have anything to do with the Justice Department's decision to file that lawsuit against SpaceX? Jordan asked Ms. Clarke. She replied, "The investigation into SpaceX was opened during the last administration, and we filed an administrative action under the Immigration and Nationality Act, an important law passed by this body with bipartisan support and signed into law by President Reagan." Jim Jordan responded, "What are you alleging that SpaceX did wrong?" Immediately ignoring the fact that he's like, "You're retaliating against Musk." And she's like, "Hey, actually it was that last guy that was president. His name starts with a big T. His administration, his Department of Justice under Bill Barr actually did this. We're carrying it on." And he's like, "Well, what's going on then?" And she replies, "In this case, we allege that the company is not compliant with the anti-discrimination provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. They're discriminating against refugees and asylum seekers. Is that right?" Jordan wanted to know. Clarke responded, "No, Chairman, against people who have received refugee status and asylum status by our federal courts and who enjoy equal standing under federal law to U.S. citizens and naturalized citizens. The law requires equal treatment of these individuals." "I just want to cut to the chase," Jordan jumped in. "You're suing SpaceX because they hired too many Americans, too many citizens." So at first it was like, "You're suing SpaceX because you're mad that Elon bought Twitter." And she's like, "Nope, actually we're suing him because an investigation started by William Barr, who Donald Trump appointed as his attorney general." "Well, then you're doing it because they like America." She's like, "Nope. They, based on the evidence we have, might be violating the anti-discriminatory policies of the Immigration and Naturalization Act, and that's a federal crime because they receive federal dollars." Jim Jordan has never been accused of being smart, and I don't think anybody will ever accuse Jim Jordan of being a smart guy. He is a weaselly, weak little man who failed in his attempt to become the Speaker of the House, so now he's just got an axe to grind with anybody because he's a little bitter. But every time, and this is what I love the most, every time this year that Jordan has tried to stick it to somebody, whether it's to Alvin Bragg in New York, Fani Willis in Georgia, or even Kristen Clarke at the DOJ, every time Jordan has tried it, they've made him look like an absolute idiot. Granted, not that hard to do, but they have all done it beautifully.